Good morning. Jay here. Took a day off today, off running. You might say I'm as sore as a bear's backside. I don't know whether... No, I'm as stiff as a bear's backside. No, get the same. Right, this weekend I basically played my first football game for my US friends and Canadian friends, my first soccer game in the last 4 or 5 months or so. My legs are really stiff, so I was like, you know what, I need to go for a run, go for a walk. I've taken a few days off this weekend and some things have really hit me and made me really consider why I do what I do, why I find myself working quite hard in my business. And about 12 months ago, I learned some valuable lessons around the reasons why I work so hard, why I throw myself into work. And this is something that I see in so many men, and I also see it in women as well. People want to throw themselves into their work. And I didn't realize what it was, and it came up a lot for me recently, how I have this issue that keeps coming up around time. It's like there's never enough time, and I'm always doing. And I did a video recently where I talked about this idea of intimacy, of avoiding feelings, of avoiding and trying to escape what's real for you, what's really going on. And for me, the thing that really came up was like, one of the reasons I fill my time, I fill the void, is because actually I realized that I don't actually have many male friends that live close to me. I have lots of friends all over the world. They're scattered all over the place. And what typically happens, and I see this a lot, is like when I joined the Air Force at the age of 19, I was constantly moving. Every 3 years I was moving. I was jumping from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. And what happened is I never really formed those deep relationships that you form when you're growing up. You know, when you're in school and you get kind of bundled together with a group of people, or you join a sports team, you all form that close, deep bond, that camaraderie. And for me, I realized that I was lacking that in my life. This is what really come up more for me a year ago and this weekend, that I was lacking that closeness, that all or nothing kind of guy, that guy that's got my back, but also the guy that's just 5 minutes down the road. I've got plenty of friends that have got my back, but I just wanted to have people who are just like 5 minutes away, where I could just pop round, or go and catch up, have great conversation, go deep if we want to, or go surface level if we want to. And it really got me thinking about men, especially off the back of the football game at the weekend, because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing football again. But what I most enjoyed was the challenge. And this is something I've long understood about men, is that men, I firmly believe this, I believe we need challenge. And there's something called masculine and feminine dynamics. Look into it, it's very interesting. Essentially, we all have both masculine and feminine energies in each of us. They come out and form some kind of traits, right? And one of the things that in one of the books I'm reading right now, he actually talks about how if you put 3 masculine men in a room, they'll easily find a way to make it a competition. Even if there's nothing in the room, they'll find something to be competitive over. And this is something that, like, when he's talking about masculine dynamics, he's actually talking about how a masculine man actually craves the release. You may have heard me talk about it being a genital sneeze in the past. It's not just a genital sneeze. And if we look at what men typically do today, if you look at, well, why do we put 11 football players in front of you to try and score? Why do we do that? Why do we put, I think it's 13 or 15 rugby players, different parts of the world, why do we put a golf course in front of us? Why do we do that? is because there's something deep within every man. I believe every man needs a challenge. I'm not just talking about sport here. I'm talking about conquering in business. I'm talking about being able to, if you are creative by nature, every man has this challenge, and it's not necessarily the challenge or what that looks like. That's just the vehicle. But on the other side of that is the release the man gets. A man puts 11 football players in front of him, so on the other end, when he scores, he can celebrate and get the release. And then guess what? They all line up and they go again and they go again. And this can be a mountain, can be a golf course, can be a football team, rugby team, tennis, cricket, whatever it is. And I honestly believe that men crave challenge. And I think what tends to happen as a man goes throughout his life is, as he, engages in marriage and has children, if the man in particular doesn't have that challenge, I honestly believe that a part of him is dying inside. A part of him is craving more. A part of him wants more. And I can't talk about the children from my own experience, but I have seen a lot of people in my life and work with different clients where I see this time and time again. Like, this man has almost lost his spark, lost his zest for life. And I firmly believe that men need challenge in their lives. This is why I have quite a strong woman in my life. She challenges me and I thrive off it. If a woman was just a walkover for me, if I was with a partner who just allowed me to walk all over her, I'd be like, it's a bit like a lame dick. It's not good for much, right? And so I honestly believe that men need challenge, but I also believe that there are other things that men need. And one of them is banter. Now, watch my words here. Anyone who's American or Canadian is watching. I think Canadians get it. Americans, some of my American friends get this as well. But not everybody gets it. There's a certain level of, let's call it taking the piss out of each other, having a bit of a joke around, laddish cheekiness to actually banter. And I honestly think there's two levels of this. There's the banter, which is fun and light-hearted. And then there's the banter that is disguised as banter in our culture, but often is actually bullying people instead of actually being banterous. You can really tell the difference where someone is on and on and on at someone all of the time for the same shit. It more turns to a place of bullying, and then we just describe it in our culture of, hey, just bantering, just messing about, but really these people have feelings. Guys have feelings. Yes, guys have feelings. Guys have emotion, and despite putting a mask on so much of our lives, it is true that men actually feel this shit. And I remember, growing up, I've always been one who can give and take banter, but even sometimes in the past for me, it's become too much, people giving it. And I've gone the other way too. I'm not going to say that didn't happen for me. And I honestly believe that there's two big things, first of all, that men need in life. They need challenge and they need this banter. And you can't get that from your relationship. You can't, I've got quite a lot of it, my partner's quite that. But honestly, there's something different about being around blokes. There's something different about being around men, this banter that you actually get. So first one, challenge, second one, banter. Third one, I honestly believe, is you just need men in your life. I think that if you're constant with your partner, constant with your kids, and you don't have male friendships, and honestly in the last few years I've learned that there's a lot of men that don't. There's a lot of men that don't have these close relationships with men, and I think it's just so important. I know for me personally, it's something that I strive to create more of in my life, but friendships that are immediately available, i.e. in the local community, in the local area to me, so I can do that. Because as I said at the start of this video, I've moved around a lot in my life and I've met loads of people, and I've got amazing friends all over the world, all over the UK, but something about doing it through Zoom, something about doing it on the phone just doesn't cut it for me. And so, for example, I've organised a camping weekend away with some of my friends here in the UK. Shared experiences with other men is super important in creating those male bonds and creating this community. We're going camping. That should be a lot of fun. But I think these are just 3 things I think that all men need in their life: challenge, banter, and close male friends. I think it's super, super important to a man's happiness, to a man's fulfillment in life. And yeah, I've been experiencing some stuff, and I'm like, not ashamed to say it, that lockdown's been tough at times for me, where I have felt lonely, I have felt isolated, and for a long time this is something which I've been seeking, to find, you know, close male friends like that are like right on my doorstep that I can hang out with. Yeah, just getting real with you guys. This stuff happens, and when I share this stuff, I know a lot of people can relate to not having those close friendships in their life. Maybe they've grown apart, circumstances have changed, moved to new areas, and it's not easy. It's not easy making friends when you get older and forming those trusting, deep relationships with people. So yeah, I thought I'd share this one today. Hope you find it valuable. Let me know what you think. Is it something you've experienced? What's been your experience with challenge, banter, or just meeting new people, making new friends? I see this as a huge opportunity. Actually considering a slight business opportunity around this, around men, intimacy, connection, friendships, challenge, all of that good stuff. So I hope you all have an amazing Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow, where I'll be back on the track. I'll be back out running for another Run Talks. Until then, live on purpose, love fully and deeply, and don't forget to laugh every single day. See you later, everyone. Bye bye.